But I got way too much money coming out of woodwork.
Get the f out the way. And just kept on getting on her phone, and I was like, really? Wow. Hello friends and family, this is Megan Moon, aka 저는 미국 사람입니다. And this week I am 33 weeks pregnant with twins. Yay! So I can't hardly breathe. So many of you guys saw my pregnancy tag from a video a while back, and you guys were asking about exactly what that was, and you were asking about what benefits the Korean government is giving to pregnant ladies. And boy, let me tell you, there is a lot. It is amazing. It's like one of the best places in the world right now to be pregnant. Like, yes, Korean government, yes. But yeah, so since Korea, I believe now, has the second lowest birth rate in the world next to Taiwan, the government is putting in a tremendous effort to get more women to be pregnant by making it basically free and super comfortable for you. So let's get right into the benefits of being pregnant in Korea. The first benefit, and I dare say most important, is that the government basically throws money at you to have babies.
But I got way too much money coming out of woodwork. Remember back then, dog, I told them that it would work. They ain't take it serious, I showed them that I could first.
They give you so much money. Let's start with the first one. Even before you get pregnant, they're throwing money at you if you're having fertility problems. So the very first benefit that they give you is that they take care of your IVF. The IVF coverage is sort of income-based, but even if you do make a lot of money, they'll give you at least $1,500 to cover your IVF costs. I know people who've gone through rounds of IVF and they only spent maybe $300 to $500. They will pay for up to 3 rounds of IVF, so if you go beyond 3 rounds, then you're gonna be on your own, but most people find success within the 3 rounds of IVF. Now in our case, because you know my sister donated her eggs, and my sister is not a Korean resident or married to a Korean person, so for her stuff we had to pay full cost, but even still, for her to get egg retrieval surgery, all of her medicines, etc., wound up costing around $3,000. Very, very cheap, and it would have been much more cheap if we could have used my own eggs, which you guys know couldn't happen. I made a video about it a while ago. The next benefit that you get is called the 국민 행복카드, which means the People's Happiness Card, and it really does make me quite happy. Here it is. So what this is a credit card that you get when you are a pregnant woman. And for me, the limit on it is just a basic like credit limit, $10,000. So you can use it just as a credit card if you want. But there's a lot of benefits and a lot of money that the government puts on here for you. Let's get into it. So details are from the day you sign up, from 2 years later, you get to keep it and use it. Some of the benefits that they give you are huge discounts and support for your child's kindergarten or daycare. My trainer had her child, and her child goes to daycare, and she pays basically nothing, you know, for her child to go to daycare, because you know they want incentives for working women to be able to go to work, and there's no limit on how young you can send a baby to childcare, and the government will take care of it through that card. So on this card, they give you about $65 to use for diapers every month for 2 years. Babies don't need diapers for 2 years, but you know. You get about $85 a month to spend on baby formula. And whenever you go shopping at big marts like Lotte Mart, Home Plus, E-Mart, places like that, you always will get a 5% discount, which might not sound like a lot, but when you're buying like a lot of stuff, like food for your family and like things you need for your home, a 5% discount over time, especially over the course of 2 years, adds up to be quite a lot of money that you can actually save. Okay, so on to the big ones that this card offers. The first thing is when you have twins, this card you can use to pay for up to $1,400 of your doctor's fees. And you might be like, okay, $1,400, that doesn't sound like a lot, but in Korea it is, because you already have your national insurance. So when you go to the doctor anyway for your baby checkups, it only costs around, you know, $30, maybe $35. You don't even have to pay for it out of pocket. You pay for it with your 행복 card. So if you have twins, they give you $1,400. If you're having one baby, they give you $1,000 for your doctor's fees. Even the birth itself, like birth in Korea is damn near free. Like we looked up online because we were curious. Like if you're having a C-section in Korea and you're just getting a basic, you know, like hospital room, you don't mind after your surgery, like sharing a room with other people, it's gonna cost you $400. And even if you want some sort of like big, nice, like private room we looked it up in the case that we needed a C-section, to be in a big, nice private room for the C-section for the entirety of your stay, having the baby, etc., is gonna be less than $2,000, which is amazing because my sister-in-law just had a baby in America and she was like complaining. She was like, can you believe it's $30,000 to have a baby? And she showed me her hospital room and it looks horrible. But like Korean facilities are so nice, and then you can get a nice like deluxe private room and have a C-section for $2,000. And she had a natural birth for $30,000. So I don't even imagine like if you had to have a C-section, it'd probably cost way more than that in America. So comparatively speaking, the costs are cheaper, the service is great, the facilities are nice and clean. It's great. Okay, so moving on to bigger money. In Korea, when you have a baby, there's something called 첫 만남 이용권, and it's very strange when you translate it to English because it literally translates to first meeting voucher. So I guess it's like you're first meeting your baby, so we're giving you money. So I can't think of a better way to translate it. Just basically, welcome to the world, baby money. And that is $2,000 that they give you per baby that you have, and they just load it up onto this card for you to use it. You just have to use it within 1 year of the baby's birth. So in our case, because we're having twins, when the twins are born, they're gonna give us $4,000 just for having the welcome to the world, baby. So the next benefit that you get is you get actually $300 a month just from the government, just to take care of whatever baby expenses that you have on top of everything else. And that's called 영아 수당 신설 및 아동 수당 확대. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what that means. Moon just told me that's what it's called, and I didn't get to look it up. But all I know is 영아 means baby and adong means kid. So it's like baby and kid something something. Anyway, so you get an additional $300 a month just to use for whatever you need for like baby stuff. And another really interesting benefit you get when you go and sign up is that for 3 years after giving birth, you'll actually get a 30% discount on your electricity bills at your house. How cool is that? And this one's kind of random, but I thought it was pretty cool. The government, they'll give you like $450 worth of like, you know, organic produce a year if you go to places like Hansalem, which is like a place that only has organic foods, organic like vegetables and stuff like that. Isn't that cool? It's just such a random thing, but it's like, oh, organic produce, like let me go look into that. $450 is not a small amount, you know, you can eat for months, you know, on that. I'm definitely gonna take them up on that because I love my veggies. So I'm not good at math, but if you take the time to do the math and see how much money they're giving you in total for having these babies, the Korean government basically gives you a lot of money. So outside of money, there are a lot of other amazing benefits that they have if you go and sign up at your local 보건소, which is public health center, I guess is how you would translate that. Every gu or district in Korea has their 보건소. After you are pregnant and they see the baby's heartbeat, you get a letter from your doctor, which you take to the 보건소, and they register you as being pregnant. And when you first go, they give you a nice welcome bag, and the welcome bag has like folic acid and lots of information just on pregnancy, like how you should be eating, how to take care of yourself, and just some kind of basic pregnancy knowledge. And they also give you your pregnancy tag. Yay! And many of you guys were asking exactly what this was. It says 임산부 먼저, which means pregnant ladies first. Even though if your belly's not sticking out, nobody really gives a flying flip. Sometimes. And what you use it for is when you're like on the subway, there are pink seats that are supposed to be for pregnant women. And if your belly's not sticking out yet and you have one of those tags, the person in that seat is supposed to get up and give that seat to you, which most young people do, but a lot of old people just kind of use it as the old people seating on the trains now too. So even if you have the tag, they won't even get up. The old people seats will be open on either side of the train. There's 12 seats. In the middle, there's only 4 pregnant lady seats, or there's only 2 pregnant lady seats on the train. I'm like, bro, you got 12 seats. Why are you coming to sitting in one of the 2? Because if you go and sit in the old people's seats, then they kind of give you like the stank eye.
Like, why are you sitting in our seats?
And I'm like, well, why are you sitting in our seats? You know what I'm saying? I remember one time I went and stood in front of one of the pregnancy seats, and this older lady, she looked at the tag, So I know she saw it because you're standing right in front of them. And then she looks at my stomach, and it wasn't like big yet because it was like in the beginning. And she looked at me and was like, and just kept on getting on her phone. And I was like, really? Wow. So having said that, now that my stomach is huge, just walking in the subway station, I feel like a god. It's like every time I walk, it's like the Red Sea has parted open. No. Literally nobody F's with you when your belly is sticking out. And then I purposely do kind of more of a little waddles. Get the out the way. So I will say people are very generous and they make sure that you're taken care of when you have a big ass belly, but not a moment before. Besides the pregnancy tag and the welcome bag that they give you when you come in, they offer many medical tests for you. For example, during the first 12 weeks of your pregnancy, they'll do things like check your iron levels if you have, hepatitis, and they'll check for like STDs and anything that could, impair your pregnancy. They'll give you free blood tests to check for those things. And they give you vitamins to last you the whole time of your pregnancy. So when I first went in the first 12 weeks, they gave me a bunch of folic acid. And then from 20 weeks, they give you like iron, and they give you probiotics and things like that. And they tell you how to help prevent, pregnancy constipation, the nutrition and things like that you should be eating, which I think is pretty cool. Another cool benefit that they offer you at the 보건소 is after your babies are born, they'll actually send a registered nurse to your house to come and check in on you and the baby, and they'll check the baby's weight and just various other things like around the house. And if you have any questions, they'll help you out with that. And I think that's pretty cool too, especially for people who might not have resources. They even offer mental health checks. Like I remember when I went to the 보건소, they gave me like kind of a questionnaire asking me, those kind of questions to see like, do you have someone you can talk to when you feel stressed? Or when you feel stressed, do you lash out at people? Those like, I don't know if you've ever taken like a mental health questionnaire, but a very standard mental health questionnaire. And I'm assuming if you had a lot of things or a lot of trauma that you needed to work out, they would probably give you the resources and figure out how to help you out through those. But a really cool thing is that they even ask you about like abuse on there. So it's like, hey, are you dealing with any sort of abuse from family member or, your husband or something like that? And they will offer, help for people who are in that situation as well. Another thing that they offer is free breastfeeding classes every week. So they'll help teach you how to, breastfeed properly, because apparently breastfeeding is very difficult. I thought, don't you just put the nip in the baby's mouth? But apparently there's a lot of like latching techniques and stuff that you need to know. So I'm probably gonna take that class pretty soon, because they offer it to women who are 30 weeks pregnant and beyond, and women who've just given birth recently. Another benefit that they offer at the 보건소 is they allow you to rent a big nice breast pump for free. So after you give birth, you can rent a breast pump for free. I believe it's one of the really nice ones that you might see like in a hospital. I'm not quite sure. Each district has like different brands and stuff that they work with, and actually each district is a little bit different. These are just the things from my district. They'll offer help for people who have complications with their birth. So like, let's say you have preeclampsia, which is like high blood pressure and like loss of like protein in the urine, because that causes a lot of birthing complications. If you have like gestational diabetes, they'll help you with those things, help you with treatment for those things as well, which is pretty awesome. And the last one is not necessarily a benefit, because they don't offer this to you for free, but just something that Korea has that I think everyone needs in the whole world, and that is postpartum care facilities. These places are basically just like spas for mothers who've just given birth, and we found this really amazing one that even has like a movie theater in it. So cool. I'm gonna be making videos about the postpartum care facility when I go there, but basically you go there, they have like a room full of nurses watching your baby 24 hours. They help you with the breast pump and with breastfeeding, and they basically just take care of everything and just tell you what you need to do while you like lay up in the bed or take whatever classes they offer. They give you massages. The food is good. There's just so many great things that you do. Basically, you're just at a spa for around 2 weeks after the baby is born, and it's pretty awesome. So many of you guys were saying that you wanted to send us things, like send us baby gifts or just like cards and stuff in general. So you were asking us to get a PO box. So we have an address for you to be able to send anything that you want to send. Again, obviously you don't have to. We still feel kind of weird about receiving things from you guys, but so many of you guys were really adamant and saying we want to send you something. So that address will be down below in the description box. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you have any other questions about, pregnancy related things in Korea, then make sure you leave them down below. If you like this video and you'd like to see more videos, please subscribe to my user page, which is down below. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, not on Snapchat because I don't use that no more. Like me on Facebook, and I will see ya.